are in lesson 66, part 6, and we're talking about the golf swing, and the title is Body of Work. So, in this particular session, I want to show us a key element of the golf swing, and probably one of the hardest things to understand physically and mentally. You see, we have 3 phases in the golf swing. We've got a setup, we have a backswing, and we have a downswing. And that means there are 2 transitions. Now, the first transition is from the rather static address into the dynamic backswing. We stand to the ball, we've gone through our pre-shot routine, but in a nanosecond we need to become athletic like a discus thrower. Having made the backswing complete, the second transition is from the backswing, which is a coil, to a releasing of the club. Now, there's an art to that, and there's lots of variables, but I do believe that the transition from setup to backswing is critical, and there is an optimum, and whatever your physique, whatever club you're hitting, whatever shot you're trying to hit, under pressure particularly, the transition from setup to backswing is vital. The trouble is, when we come to pressure, the arms go by themselves. It's essential to understand that the left shoulder ignites the backswing. So here I am on the 17th at Pebble Beach, only hitting a 6-iron in. I've got the tee forward and I'm ready to go. Now, if I'm under pressure and I get tense, my arms go independently. And when they go independently, they can go anywhere. We don't know where they're going to go. The beauty of igniting the backswing to the left shoulder is that you know where your swing is going to go. I'm not a lover of intermediate positions in the golf swing. You see, if I show you a horizontal swing and then give you half of it, that's half a driver, that's half a 6-iron, that's half a wedge. So if you think about intermediate takeaway thoughts, I think you're doing yourself harm. What you need to do is see the backswing as a whole journey. The left shoulder goes from inch 1 to my throat, inch 9. Inches 2 through 8, you don't need to worry about. I'm giving you those for free. The key is the 9-inch journey of the shoulder. Get the first inch right, that's the ignition, that's the transition from setup to backswing, and then completion is when the left shoulder compresses your Adam's apple or your throat. Okay, so let's just do that. Here we go. I've set up. I might have a waggle to help me make the transition, but the left shoulder is the key. Pulled it a fraction left, but carried it exactly 150, which was the yardage for this club for me. So, if I turn to face you, look at the shoulder and the left arm. That is a transition that we're igniting. When we turn the left shoulder, everything ignites. Under pressure, we get tight and the arms go by itself. A good player, the arms will go first and they'll stay in plane. The higher handicappers amongst you, the intermediate players, the club golfers, are more likely when the hand and the arm goes by itself to go out of plane, above or below. But whether you're a novice or a tournament pro, the transition from address to takeaway is absolutely fundamental. If you want a great model of it, go and have a look at Adam Scott. He stands the ball superbly and the ignition is fantastic. Let's imagine I have a dab of paint on my shoulder, hand and club face. In the good transition, all 3 dabs of paint go together. What we don't want is the bottom 2 dabs of paint going first. That's a poor ignition and it's a bad transition. So let's have a look at that again. And this time I'll do it in slow motion for you. I'll waggle the left shoulder, 1, 2, and now the left shoulder is going to ignite. All the way to the throat. Now I can release the shot. Again, you can see that even with the pause, I didn't lose too much distance. Doesn't matter how slow you stretch a catapult, beam stop, the power's there to release it. If you said to me, what is the hardest thing to teach in golf? What's the hardest thing for people to do? From novice to tournament pro, without doubt, I consider it to be the first inch of the backswing. So the transition from address, here's the pre-shot routine. I need a waggle, but the left shoulder must start the backswing. This is the transition. You and I both know I call that a fraction thin. But as we say on tour, thin to win.